everybody? Welcome back to Led Zeppelin Fridays. We're just gonna keep doing it, you know? We're gonna keep getting the lead out, we're gonna keep playing Jimmy Page riffs, and I'm gonna keep getting copyright strikes. Woo! So welcome back to another one of these. Like I said, you guys are all about it, and I am never gonna turn down the opportunity to make a Jimmy Page video, so here we are. We're talking about the secret guitars of Mr. Jimbo Page. I don't know why I said it that way. So what I thought would be a cool idea to do for us today is to look at, Jimmy's obviously known for the Telecaster, Les Paul, even I'd say Dan Electro is, an extremely well-known guitar for, for Page. And I was like, what are some of these other guitars that he had? Because he did have a Strat, he did have some hollow body guitars. He had these other ones, and I was like, you know what, let's put the spotlight on those kind of misfit guitars. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into these. If you have some guitars that you want to throw in, leave a comment down below. And other than that, let's go. Alright, so the first guitar up, of course, again, another excuse to make a video about the Strat, is Jimmy did have a Strat. He's not really known for playing a Stratocaster, but he did have one, and he had a really, really nice 64, Lake Placid Blue Strat. And I kept seeing it pop up on 3 different websites. It said that someone who sold it to him was actually, they're a member of the Les Paul forum, on the internet, and they said that one of the things that stood out to them is the Strat was very light. I think it was 6.5 pounds. And I didn't realize he had used it on so many songs. Like I just did last week's video, the Overlooked song, which was about 10 Years Gone, and I didn't realize, but a bunch of you commented and said that he actually recorded 10 Years Gone on a Strat. So on the websites I looked up when I was researching the song, nothing mentioned that. They all mentioned his 53 Telly, but he totally could have. And I realized it seemed like he used a Strat a lot on the Presence album. I also didn't realize that For Your Life, I just did a video with that one. Apparently that was a Strat. I thought I had read somewhere that T for One was a Strat, but I couldn't find it again, so don't quote me on that. It could have, that song totally has that punchy kind of like Page sound to it. But yeah, Page was rocking a 64 Strat, and you know what? He's Jimmy Page. He rocks Strats. It's cool. Alright, so this one I needed to pull back up on my phone because I wanted to get the name right, is a Roland G 707, which I've never heard of. I don't know if there's ever any pictures of Page playing it. There was an ad for it, but there were no pictures of him playing this guitar, but it is like, what a funky looking guitar. It looks crazy. I don't even know what it does. I know it has like MIDI controls and all kinds of stuff in it, so it totally seems like something that Page would like just dive into and be like, all right, I'm gonna make it sound like 20 guitars. I think he was always searching for a way to try to replicate what he had recorded live, and just the technology wasn't there at the time. So this seems really, really like futuristic. Like looking at it, if you haven't seen it, I have a picture up on the screen for you, but the Roland G 707. There's only an ad for Page using it, so I don't really know what he used it on, or if he used it on any tracks. Like, who knows? Like I said, that would have been earlier on in the MIDI stuff, so it might not have been the most reliable guitar, but it looks cool. Alright, now let's talk about 12 strings. Now, he used a 12 string on quite a few different things, and I didn't realize there were 2 different 12 strings. So there was the one that I originally thought he used on Livin' Lovin' Made, which is a Phantom 7. Oddly enough, it's a 12 string called a Phantom 7. Don't know why. And there was a Fender Electric 7, which was also a 12 string. I don't know why they were naming these things like this. I'm sure there's a reason. But basically, I'm not totally sure. On both resources I found, they said he used both of them on Livin' Lovin' Made. I don't totally know that for sure. They did say that he used the Fender on Stairway to Heaven. And I thought it was really interesting because he used a 12 string quite a bit. There's a lot of acoustic elements in Jimmy's playing, but he had 2 different ones. Now the Phantom, they did say he had that back with the Yardbirds. So I don't know, maybe he got the Fender a little bit later. I didn't know when he got the Fender exactly. One of you guys might know more about that one. But the Phantom seemed like he had it first. Like I said, he had it in the Yardbirds. And then he used it on quite a few songs. I can't remember the other one. The Phantom, I could only ever find that they said Livin' Lovin' Made. But The Fender, it seemed like maybe he liked it a little bit more and used it a little bit more. And of course, he had his double neck Gibson, but that came a little bit later, down the pipeline, which is another one that he's super famous for. Not really a secret guitar. So there you go. Now, I don't have my Telly handy. It's right back there. It's out of reach. I can't get it. But I did want to point out something that was kind of cool about the Telly that he used on 10 Years Gone. He used it live. Like I said, a lot of you pointed out that he was probably using a Strat in the studio. But live, he used this brown 53 Telly that had a B-bender in it. And someone commented on it, and they're like, oh, well, originally I said it was a 53. They're like, it's probably 58 because it had a rosewood board on it, and they weren't doing that in 53. So I was like, well, actually, it's a 53 body and electronics, but Jimmy did take the maple neck off the 53 and stuck, it was either 58 or 59 neck on the guitar, and that's just kind of what has stayed ever since. So whoever was that commented that, good eye, and you're totally right. Like I said, he took the neck off of a 58, so he wanted a rosewood neck on there, and that's really what that 53 Telly is. Like I said, it has a B-bender in it. You'll hear here in a second another B-bender that he had installed on a Les Paul, and he obviously liked them as this cool little gadget. Now, believe it or not, Page did kind of have a Flying V. Now, he didn't personally own this. He mentioned in an interview that they were interviewing him, there's a huge debate, what guitars did he use on the first album? And he said that, he basically used a Telly for everything on the first album, except for one track. One track, he actually used a Flying V on it. Now, the Flying V was not technically his. Someone was trying to sell it to him, and he said that he just couldn't afford it, but he asked the person, could I just try it? So he took it in the studio with him, and, tried it, and he said that he loved how powerful the humbuckers in it sounded. So if you go back and listen to the first album, listen to You Shook Me. That's not a Telly, that's actually a Flying V. And he said, he doesn't know what happened to the guitar. He just used it then, and he had to give it back to the person. It was never his. But I thought that was really interesting, because I didn't realize that, You Shook Me, Flying V. I didn't know you even had a V. So I guess technically you didn't, but you know what I mean. Now, of course, Jimmy is known for the Les Paul. He had his 59s, his number 1, and his number 2, but believe it or not, there was a number 3. And I'm not talking about the Black Beauty that was stolen early on. This is a guitar that was believed to have been the replacement for Black Beauty. Now, this is it's just a red, I'm not sure if it's wine red or what color you'd call it, but a red Les Paul that supposedly, I didn't really have any facts to back this up, was actually a gold top that, Page painted red, or at some point someone painted red. But what I thought was really fascinating was, so like he said, he had this 69 Deluxe, is what it was, and you saw it a little bit in the beginning stages, but you didn't see the guitar a lot. Like first time when I was looking up all this stuff and I saw the pictures, I'm like, I've never even seen him play that other Les Paul. And when I looked into it more, you saw the guitar for a minute. I think he only used it live a couple times. And then you really don't see the guitar anymore for a while. And all of a sudden, it comes back. And what Page did is he had a B-bender put in the guitar. And then at that point, you see it start popping up a lot more. And obviously, I would say that when he got that 53 Telly that had the B-bender, I don't know if he put it in or it was already, in it. But obviously, he really liked that sound. He put a B-bender in the Les Paul. And then, it got used a whole lot more. So it's kind of an interesting little thing. I've never even thought of adding a B-bender to a Les Paul. Like, Telly totally seems normal. Les Paul? What? And there you guys have it. There are so many other guitars that I could put on here. There's tons of them. Just look them online. I'll put some links down below in the comments. If you want to check out some of the sites that I was using. If I said anything wrong, always, correct me in the comments. I just want to have these, Jimmy Page facts rolling out there. And other than that, we're gonna bounce on out of here. The Strat, I just got my Strat back, and I'll be doing a video real soon about some stuff that we had done to it, and some other cool videos based around it. So other than that, guys, I'll see you Monday. But then, of course, next Friday, we'll be getting the lead out again.